I decided to talk about how Cartoon Network at the moment used to be this, and is now something completely different.
Now where did I park that thing?
And what I mean by that is it has lost all originality thanks to corporate mergers and the fact of cost-cutting measures thanks to their parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery. Cartoon Network is not dead, but I feel like within the next few years it is going to be. So without further ado, I feel like we should explain the situation.
This is Cartoon Network.
This is Cartoon Network.
I guess he doesn't like lemonade.
Obviously, way back in the day, Cartoon Network had, this to rely on. All of the shows that you see, Ed and Eddie, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Dexter's Laboratory. That is no longer the case anymore. What has truly happened is that Adult Swim, as time has gone on, more and more and more, the channel has really become a shell of its former self, because the fact that these shows tend to rerun on Adult Swim at the 5 p.m. hour, so therefore all your Cartoon Network classics are resorted to there, and that has made less and less time for Cartoon Network to continuing to go up their acts. So pretty much, you might be asking, well, what about the streaming services? Check there, done that, seen that. The fact of the matter is that they're also removing content. The only way that you could see some of these shows, for example, Dexter's Laboratory, among many others, are by going to just by getting the complete physical versions of these shows instead of getting the digital version, because you have to buy, if you want to buy them digitally, because then you would have to buy all sorts of cases. You would have to get them on iTunes, in which that costs real money compared to getting all the shows on one streaming service. And so therefore, that's a little bit of a danger hazard for the channel. I don't really know what's going to happen to Cartoon Network in the next few years, but there have been signs leading to its demise. So what I mean by that as well is that just yesterday, on August 8th or 9th, I believe, August 9th, I think, its website shut down after almost 26 years of being an online destination for children throughout the early 2000s. So people with that sort of nostalgia can no longer get that. And that is really a hazard. Another thing that they've been doing is that they have fully decided that the Boomerang website is being shut down.
I am sorry.
Which therefore means that the most obscure shows for Hanna Barbera, such as Top Cat, and then the obscure Cartoon Network shows, such as I don't know, My Jim Partner's a Monkey, Camp Lazlo, those sorts of shows, including Courage the Cowardly Dog, which that is still on Max, formerly known as HBO Max. It is still there, so pretty much, we're in a decade where Cartoon Network is struggling to make content for themselves. As a matter of fact, they've been barely making any content. There's only a few shows available, only a handful. That's about it. Compared to 2010 or the 2000s or the 90s, you had so much that was a part of the schedule from back in the day. For the 2010s, regular show, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, The Amazing World of Gumball. You just had such the biggest variety, and even the most obscure shows. You had, Clarence, your Uncle Grandpa's. You just had so much. Heck, even the 2000s, that was even huger. Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Ed and Eddie, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Now where did I park that thing?
Courage the Cowardly Dog, A Kids Next Door, Billy and Mandy, Johnny Bravo. The list was endless back in the 2000s and the 2010s. But compared to now, it's just in a sad, rough state. So, what does this mean? What does it mean for the future of the channel? I think the next 5 to 7 years, yes, the channel will eventually die. So will its sister network, Boomerang. And I think that's the inevitable future about this. Another big concerning thing is with just Warner Brothers Discovery alone. Warner Brothers Discovery has really been the major place to cut down costly shows and movies. I mean, that is not a good strategy if you want to remove a channel, because, you know,
All right, I got you.
Cartoon Network, it's still popular. It's just that, you know, you're not producing enough content. Another thing that I remember, and by the way, I visited the building before it closed, was Cartoon Network Studios, an iconic building lasting for almost 30 years. Today marks its 30-year history ever since that building first opened. It was the number one place where your favorite childhood classics were made. And so now that it's gone,
put it back where it was.
You know, they completely
Has anyone seen my
put off and traced
Anyone?
every memory away
I have left that thing. Darn it.
into the archives.
Titans, can I get some help here?
It's just no longer something that they could, you know, that they could really, you know, think about anymore, because that building is gone. A lot of people who worked at that building, worked at that Cartoon Network building, all the way in Burbank, California, got to see it one last time, and then bye-bye by the next day. It was gone permanently, and so all of that office space is being used for just something else. Another thing is that Cartoon Network, as I've said before, has been taking has been not really in the strongest and greatest shape at the moment. They barely even advertise the shows compared to like this ad, like. It's just downright devastating to see that, like, you know, this channel that was once the best place for cartoons, it's just no longer that. It's just I don't know how to explain it, but it's just become a shell of its former self. And so it's just sad to see the fact that, you know, Cartoon Network, all of this has been happening to it. So I think, in my personal opinion, that Cartoon Network within the next few years is going to die. But I think the best way to not let that be the case is by, one, get more people on board with shows. You know, you had so many creators wanting to come over to Cartoon Network because there was just so much creative freedom back then compared to now. Because now, you barely have anything. It's all being directed to Adult Swim. It's all being pushed on over to HBO Max. You know, it's just hard to be an animation fan. You know, if I was personally an animator myself, I would immediately quit my time at Cartoon Network and, you know, work for Disney, because Disney Channel has really been showing that animation is a respected art form, one of the greatest art forms. Not only that, but I would also, even though there's nothing original to make, I would be kind of like, I don't know, the head of marketing or programming at Meet TV Tunes, aka Weigel Broadcast, because over there they have hundreds and hundreds upon hundreds of Hanna Barbera classics, and alongside MGM and Warner Brothers cartoons, and like you have the most obscure shows such as The Real Ghostbusters and Police Academy, the animated series, and then you have The Mask and Beetlejuice, and it's just endless. Like, you just have so much compared to Cartoon Network. So, what I'm saying is that basically, Cartoon Network, I don't think it's gonna survive. I don't think it's gonna survive at all with these factors. So overall, there is a lot, but what I can say is there's a reason as to why I think Cartoon Network is not going to be lasting that long, and there are many reasons as to why that is, but I'll try to explain it in a short summary. Corporate mergers, wasted time, not too much commercials and ad revenue. The fact that kids, nowadays they watch social media, and so Cartoon Network has been using more of the YouTube market more than just the cable channel itself. And I mean, overall, it's Warner Brothers Discovery, and the fact that MeTV Tunes is a thing, which I guess you could say is like a 1992 Cartoon Network, but even more than that, it really is just. It's really just sad to see that, the channel is just. It's in a rough spot, and it's in a rough time. There's really nothing else, and so there you have it. It's hard to be an animation fan because of the fact that we are losing so much of what made Cartoon Network so successful, and I don't think it's gonna last, is what I'm saying. This is your local Earther Child. Peace out, everyone.